Hello, my name is Heather Cameron and I'd like to welcome you to your Midweek Spark. Our theme this month has been Know Your Market, and today I'd like to talk about how to create hot copy that connects. Advertising is everywhere. We are constantly bombarded with information. Whether you're a business or an individual, you're getting information from social media, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, YouTube, Google+, LinkedIn, and many more. You're still getting traditional advertising on television, advertisements still coming through our mail. We get advertisement through documentations and flyers and things that come through our mail or delivered at our door. There's online advertising on the sites that we go onto. So there's WordPress sites, there's blogs, there's different places we go and look for information that have advertising. There's billboards as we drive down the highway or walk through an airport, and there's still print. Newsprints, magazines, many different forms of advertising. So we're constantly being told or given information. So as a business, how do you stand out in the crowd? Is your marketing focused locally? Is your market focused within your country, your province, or your state? Are you a global marketing? With the onset in the marketing of online products and services, many of us are focused on global markets. So today I'd like to share 9 tips to create hot copy that connects. So tip number 1, create your person. So what do I mean by create your person? What I mean is that you need to be really specific about what your market is, and you hear that a lot. Determine your market, determine your niche. But in this case, I want you to be very specific. I want you to find an image that matches your ideal client. I want you to give that image a name. And I want you to write like you are writing to them or speaking to them or having a cup of coffee. And I say right here, but as I'm doing right now, it can be talking in a video. There's many different ways we communicate, but I want you to feel like you're sitting there having a cup of coffee with somebody and that person's sitting there. So for example, maybe you're someone who sells into the senior market. And this is your ideal client, Sam and Joyce. Sam and Joyce are retired, they want to travel the world, and they're concerned about whether their money is going to last them. And you're potentially a financial planner, or you're a life coach, or you're a midlife coach, right? So this is your ideal client. Print that picture off, put the name on it, and speak and talk and write like you're talking to Sam and Joyce. Have them in the back of your mind, or whoever your ideal client is. So create your person. Learn their language. Old advertising when we talked about what we did doesn't work anymore. You really need to understand the language. And how do you do that? You ask them. Look at how do they describe their situation. What are their issues and pains or wants? What are their desired outcomes? So going back to Sam and Joyce, they may describe their situation as, we're newly retired, or we're retired. We're really concerned that we're going to run out of money, and we really want to be able to travel the world. That's their desired outcome. They want to know they have enough money so that they can do the things they want and not worry that they're going to run out of it. Now, if you can market to that pain or that desire, you're going to stand out in your crowd. What is the critical thing that is going to make them interested? In that case of Sam and Joyce, the critical thing could be that you're going to be able to make it through your life, you've planned, and you can still do the things that you want to do. You're going to have a sense of relief. So that's, their critical thing is knowing and feeling confident that they can do that. Know their emotional triggers. What's the emotion that's dominating? Because we buy predominantly for emotional reasons. We choose definitely for emotional reasons. So what's the emotions that are driving them? Is it frustration? Is it desire? Is it need? Is it guilt? Is it overwhelmed? I think you can add a whole bunch of different emotions to those that I put on the slide. So for example, here's a mom and their kids are fighting in the background. What emotions is she feeling? She's feeling frustrated. She's probably feeling at loose ends. She just doesn't know what to do. I suspect she's feeling guilty. Maybe she's feeling like she's not good enough. She should know how to do this, but she doesn't. There's so many emotional triggers in that picture alone, and that for that woman, that if you were marketing to moms who have children who are always fighting, you could really fit into those triggers. This person, business person, is just kind of overwhelmed, although his paperwork's quite organized, overwhelmed with paper and tasks and work. So if you're somebody who markets into organization or reducing or systems, there's a huge opportunity of what's he's feeling. And the last one I wanted to point out here is golf. So emotions don't have to be negative. I'm a golfer, and if you're golfing, what you always want to do, you have a desire to get a better score. You have a need, and I think some golfers definitely have a need to really look good and to beat there's a real drive to beat their old score. So anything that promotes and markets into their needs and their emotions and their desires to be Tiger Woods, for example, that's an emotional trigger that's going to help you and improve your market and connect with your audience. Create a sense of urgency. People need help making a decision. Limited amount, only available for X days. These are cliches we see in the resale industry all of the time, and they work. People line up at doors to get limited amounts of, or be the first to get. There's a lot of drivers, but people need help making a decision. Examples are programs closing online, airline seat sales, 2 days to go. Here's an airline, a seat sale on an airline. Grocery store flyers that are only available for a week. They do this because it creates a sense of urgency, and people react to a sense of urgency. Quantify and process. What I mean by this is that we do better when we have numbers, and in particular, our brains like odd numbers. I don't know why. The studies are there. It's just what we react better to. We also like processes and steps when it's applicable. So, for example, you could say, my purpose is to improve your golf game. Kind of get an idea what that's going to be, but it's not really going to give me an outcome. What this person could say instead is 7 simple steps to lower your golf score by 10. How powerful is that? 7 steps? I understand what 7 is, and I can lower my golf score by 10. Or 5 steps to create immediate cash. Again, I know there's 5 things I need to do, and that's going to give me an immediate number. So we like a process. We like steps. We like to understand that there's something that we're going to be doing in an orderly way. 6, anticipate objections. People are always going to have objections, so the more you can anticipate them, the more that you can deal with them. Show you understand their objectives. So if they have it, make sure that you understand what it is that are possible objections to selling or buying your service or product. Answer the objections. If you're a carpet cleaner company, for example, and you want to clean carpets, people might object to the toxicity of the solutions that you use. So you'll often see in carpet cleaning stuff some information about the toxicity or elements of it. So the objection here is it's not safe. So how do you manage that? And you answer the objection. Provide guarantees. And the retail industry has known this for years. It's very rare that you can't return something. So provide guarantees, and that's going to anticipate and make people more open to buying from you. Create trust. In nowadays, in the market and the information that's coming at us, we as business owners and individuals want to buy from people and places we know, like, and trust. And if we're given an option and things measure the same, we're going to go to the person that we know, like, and trust. So you need to create trust in your marketing. You need to engage your market. So you need to draw them in. On social media, it's okay to post, but you really need to create a conversation, and you can do that by asking questions. Provide free value-added content. Tell them something you don't know. Give them a new perspective. If you can give one of your clients, particularly in the business world, if you can give them a perspective or tell them something they don't know, they're going to become engaged and start to trust you. Show great value for the dollar. And again, provide amazing guarantees. Number 8, create action. We need to be told what to do. Be specific. Click here, go here, do it today. So share and enjoy, register now, sign up now, pick up the phone now, call us now. We need to be given specific action when we're giving information, and you'll find when you do this, it's going to make a huge difference in your advertising and marketing. So use imagery. Create videos. Be visual. Use pictures with motion. But be very careful that your pictures match your message and that it has meaning and isn't overpowering. For example, I did a survey for somebody recently and they used 3 images to enhance what they were asking, but the end result of it was that one image was so much more compelling than the other 2 that everybody selected number 1 because of the image. And it was a really interesting thing about visual versus words. In this case, the tree image on the upper right could go for many things, but in itself is a very compelling, cool image. While the image of the money tree is something that we all kind of relate to. So if you're talking about making more money, people are going to relate to the money tree. So it's a more powerful use of imagery. In summary, the 9 tips to create hot copy that connects is create your person, create the image that you can speak to like you're having a cup of coffee. And for example, Sam and Joyce. Learn the language of your market. Understand the words that they're going to use, not your words. Know their emotional triggers, why they would buy your product. Create a sense of urgency, limited time offer. Quantify and add processes. The more numbers and process steps will help you in selling to the more logical mind. Anticipate objections so that you can rule them out before they're even brought up. Create trust, create action, and use imagery. It's really important that we connect on an emotional and imagery basis. Now you'll notice in all of these 9 steps, I never talked about how to talk about your product, because in today's market it's not about your product. It's about your ability to understand your client and your ability to create value for them, particularly in the service-based businesses, but that really does apply to product-based businesses as well. Thank you for joining my first video version of your Midweek Spark. Please, if you have any questions or comments, please post them below. My name is Heather Cameron at igniteyourmarket.com, and my passion is helping business owners and businesses identify their markets, connect with them, and ignite their markets, as a result, igniting their business.